Hello, Terry. How you doing?
Ray, how you getting on, mate? You all right?
All right, mate. I'm all right. How you been?
Mate, welcome back to South Yorkshire.
Well, I've only been back a few hours. And look, W have sent me that down from Italian restaurant at Wickersley.
Mate, they know you're coming. They're trying to get you back to Old Porky.
I know they want me back on scene, don't they, kid? How are you?
Mate, everyone wants you back on the scene. Yeah, yeah, mate. All good, all good.
Good
I
man.
see you've been racking up your views, mate. You've been racking up those views, haven't you?
Well, when you tell it straight, people can buy into it, can't they, Terry? You know.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Thanks to you. You've been sending me some good stuff. Thank you very much. You've been having time of your life lately after these big shows, haven't you?
uh, mate, but there's nothing that happens in between. So one of the odd things that's happening now, because everyone's so focused on Riyadh season, there's not much to talk about in between those sort of Saudi cards, is there?
Yeah. Yeah. There ain't really, it's a bit pony, isn't it, really? All these other shows, isn't it? Everybody's like treading water, aren't they, to kind of wait for the Saudi lottery ticket, aren't they?
Mate, everyone flew themselves out to Saudi Arabia. I think the only boxer that wasn't in Saudi Arabia this weekend was Robbie Chapman. Now he's the only one who wasn't.
No. There was another boxer that weren't there. Elvis Doob.
Dubé. Hey, that's a
Dubé.
Zimbabwe name. Dubé.
Dubé's only boxer I know that's driving around in a 24 plate Range Rover and is a move around man. The best paid boxers in the world, aren't they, at the moment, around here? Oh, best paid boxers in UK.
I think he's retired now, though, hasn't he?
Has he? All right.
Yeah, but he had a few hustles. Journeyman boxer, used to be a doorman, I think, in Derby. Mate, he's a busy man.
Willie Warburton went blasting by me in Sheffield years and years ago after a Dennis show in a brand new X6. A journeyman. What's going on, Terry?
But remember, Russ, like they have day jobs.
Yeah.
So you got a day job, or business, and then you're boxing on the side, pulling in 1,500, 2 grand a fight. I mean, like if you can do 15 of those a year, it's not too bad.
Yeah, yes. If you can do 15 fights at 3 grand, it's 45 bags in it, cash. And then your job as well. It's not bad if you can get it, is it?
Yeah, but I'm surprised you didn't do it.
And you don't have to sell any tickets, Terry.
That's why people do it. Like, look at the kid Jordan Granham, 100 odd fights in.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Uh, yeah, let me just read. I've just had a bit of a clear out here this earlier. Let me just read this out to you. 12th of, I had to pay for this. I had to pay a fiver for this. I thought you were clever. This is off Joe Egan. You remember him, Big Joe Egan? Right.
Ah, mate, your favorite guy.
12th of February. Right. I will be seeing you soon, Turkey Teeth. Very soon. That's a promise. We'll see if that smile's still there when I come, gobshite. Big mistake. 5'8", 140 pound. I don't give a fuck. Can't even spell fuck properly. It's put FUK. Mouthpiece. See you soon. £164, Joe. And let me tell you this. You know where it is because I sent you details. So that were 8 months ago. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you, Joe? Big stiff. You know what I mean? Like, well, Terry, you got to put them on the spot, haven't you? You can't writing letters like that. I couldn't even put a stamp on it. Look at that. Five quid. I had to pay for it. Hey, five.
Yeah.
Didn't even get a dress right. Unbelievable. What happened to him and Big John Fury, big fighting man?
Where is John Fury?
Did I say that it wouldn't happen? I know what happened with that with Mick, didn't I? When Mick and
Yeah.
it never happened, did it? So I know he wasn't going to get a fight with John. A pair of them, and not with a Meg anyway. And from what I've heard, Big John Fury would flog him anyway. So, but John doesn't need dough, does he? It's him who needs dough. You know what I mean? All that wasted time and getting people like whoever, all these famous Essex wannabes to put videos out for him and all that, and no happened. You couldn't make it up, could you? Hey?
Hey?
Hey, hey, 8 months on. Where are you? Come on down. The water's lovely. Terry, what are we going to do about this Saudi caper? Are we going to tell it?
The stuff, Russ, right? How many times have you said the boxers should get all the money they can?
Hey, listen, all the money they can, but not at the detriment of the boxing fans, because let's have it right, we don't want liberties. But the show, I thought were bang on, did you?
I thought it was a good card. Like, it gave us what we wanted.
Yeah. Well, we got what we wanted, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Porky Mahomes. That's your new name now.
Rico's into all these shit. Rico, I don't know what this says here, but my little lad says, Dad, is that KFC? I said, no, it's KC.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Is that what it is? Oh, well,
yeah.
So it's a good job, ain't it? It's a bit different to them the cost ones that they don't send me no more. So I won't wear them out. She said that I've got a vulgar mouth.
Well, they didn't know this before.
Well, you got a pair of trainers off Angela, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't. I can't believe they just realised who you are.
They give me 20. Give me 20 pair. I give 10 away. I give some away in a competition. I kept rest. So I asked her for different sizes and that. And she went, "Oh, I'm not doing that no more because she knows my size." She kept saying, "How come you asking for different sizes?" Then he started watching it. I said, "Here, where's my sweaters from this year's catalogue?" She went, "Oh no, you've got a vulgar mouth." I went, "Get yourself."
Oh, wow.
I had a good do at them. I bet I had £3 worth of stuff. Easily. And some of that stuff, good stuff, wasn't it? What you got, isn't it? All in proper boxes, wasn't it?
Rico,
no. Bang on, isn't it? Yeah. Bang on, wasn't they with me? But I said to him, my channel is a bit out there. I like to get my point across, but they didn't like any of that swearing. So.
Hey, listen, yeah, you know, sometimes, Russ, the thing with these episodes is you got to know when to pull the trigger, and you've also got to know when to, because you don't want to alienate people. You always want to make your content shareable. Like I cut down loads on the swearing because I realize people want to share it, but they want to feel that it's safe enough to share.
Well, as soon as you swear on here, they cut your ads down to crap ones, you know, a few seconds. As soon as you start swearing, there's something on here. Apparently, if you go into it, it's the same system that they use for Homeland Security. You know, when people start mentioning the word BOMB and all that on the telephones and stuff, you know, like if there's music in background, just for 1 second, boom, it's straight there, and that's it. You don't get paid. Do you know what I mean? For that video, it's so quick and sharp. It's unbelievable. So every time I drop a few F-bombs. It's and it's usually every video, so that's why channel don't make note. That's why we're on red line. No, not really. But we had some fun doing this 7 year, haven't we now, kid? Well, we have, haven't we?
Yeah. Have I been there from the beginning?
Yeah, you've been there from the beginning. 7 year next month was a celebration for us. So
that's crazy.
10 million views, not a lot of views.
Would that have been Liam's Commonwealth fight?
Yeah, Liam Cameron was the first guest on. No, he was the first guest on, but the actual first video in the first hour, I did Liam Cameron and one at NASA Brothers. Ryan Rhodes were training and managing, I think. Yeah. And I did Dennis came on, all sat in office, not Dennis's office, the one I had next door. And I was sat in front. If you look, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I'd no wrote down. Chris Medley stood behind me, going like that, trying to put me off. Michelle was there going, oh. Like that. It was all a bit of a disaster, like, but and then I give Dennis. I said, "Oh, Dennis, I've got invoice for you for that." He went, "How much?" It was all stuff for £1,000. He went, "Good luck with that." That's what you want about. You said to get all gear. Because I meant get second hand. I told you where to go. Some bloke up London Road or something. I'm not getting second hand crap. I said, "What can I do here?" He goes, "Well, there's always egg and spoon race for Reggie and Ruby at school, or sack race, your sports day."
But you know what, Russ? Actually, one of the things I've learned is sometimes you got to buy secondhand equipment because that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
So like my microphones, I got secondhand because I was looking for very specific ones that they don't make anymore.
I've still got the stuff here. I'm filming up at Chris's later, and I've still got the stuff here. I'll give him a bit of PR because he's done that tiling for me this week, well, last week. But he's been bang on. But I feel for Chris at the moment, you know, because obviously he lost his lad, didn't he, Luke? May he rest in peace. And he had Liam from age of 9, and he's been right with Liam all the way through his 4-year ban. We've got him in shape, and then all of a sudden he just up sticks and went. I mean, what was through the mind of a boxer?
Do you know what though, Russ? Here's what I will say.
Yeah.
I don't think Liam gets to Saudi without Lee Eaton. Just being honest, mate.
No.
Nah. I think Lee Eaton was the catalyst for all of that. And so sometimes, and look, Liam's been out for 4 years. All he wants to do is make a few quid so he hasn't got to stress about money again, right? Pay off a house, buy a little house in Walkley or wherever he wants to live, just
Little
chill out.
bit.
So look, I'd love for him to have done the final part of his run with Chris Medley, because I spoke to Chris about this last week. But boxing, like especially like when Liam's been given a second chance, he's just like, look, just get me in with anyone that's going to pay.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think Chris is quite happy though, because he's got a few good kids. I know they got shafted in the developments because of some admin stuff, but I think he's happy where his gym's at right now.
Yeah. Yeah, his gym's busy as out at the moment, and he's got some good kids coming through. And obviously he's busy doing his day job and that, which is, the amateur guys, they're the unsung heroes, aren't they? They're good at work. They work wherever like Stu Curry at Barton ABC. They're good to do the work wherever they're doing day, and then they're going there at night, getting their time away for free, right? And Chris has got tournaments, whether he with Brid or what's that one you always go to, Haringey Cup, is it all that? Oh,
Yeah.
he's up and down with tournaments and taking kids for fights. He's still got Quinn Ahmed, not turning in pro yet. He's coming on really, really well. Quinn, these here, Kevin backs Quinn. He's had several amateur fights now. He's doing good, getting stronger all the time and that, and learning his craft. So, no, fighters don't need to be rushed. It's like Liam. Chris said to him, "Look, Liam, you really need to be going to Olympics and learning your craft and staying amateur up at EIS." Wanted money, didn't they? Went pro, even though there's funding there from EIS. Then he went pro with Dennis, and you could say glass were half full, couldn't you? Really, I'd say.
He would have had a better career if he'd gone through to 2012, because he would have made it to 2012.
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Look at his ABA run, Pork. Quarterfinals, Tommy Langford. Semi-finals, Scotty Cardle. Final, Dudley O'Shaughnessy. That's as legit a run as you're ever going to have.
He beat them all, though, didn't he?
Yep.
He beat them all.
That's pedigree.
Hey?
That's pedigree. And he was 18, wasn't he, when he did it?
Yeah, Liam, well, yeah, but they wanted money, you see. And the problem you've got is, and I'm not hammering Dennis over this, but Dennis is quite persuasive. There's many a time, I'm not going to say what, we said, "Oh, Russell, we do this something." I've gone, "No, I ain't doing that." And he's got, "Come here, you, come here. That's got something there. That's got something there." You sprinkle a bit of magic. You know what Dennis is like? He butter you up. And before you know where you are, you're like, "All right, then, Dennis, I'll do that." And there's many a fighter I've seen like that. Dennis is very persuasive. I can imagine Dennis persuading Alan, Liam's dad, and Liam, and before you know where you are, you sign a deal and you're going nowhere then, are you? Do you know what I mean? He should have gone really, when you think about it, to Bricktop, because Bricktop were in for him, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean? But,
and this is why I was surprised when people were undervaluing Liam Cameron. I kept telling everyone that would listen, I said, Liam's a live dog in this fight. As I said, he's got a chin, he's strong enough, and he's got enough pop in his shots. Oh, don't worry about that. And I said he's crafty as well. People don't want to talk about this, but that Liam's a guy that's been in gym since he was 9. He knows his way around the boxing ring. But he's at that age now where he understands himself. So he's not doing anything that he's not comfortable doing. And you saw that on Saturday.
I've seen him spar Kell Brook and Billy Joe Saunders, and he gave them a good working over. That's a few years back. You know what I mean?
But that's the bit you don't lose, though.
Hey?
That's the bit you don't lose.
Yeah. And they're technicians, aren't they, Kell and Billy, compared to Liam? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he can hold his own with them, so why not? I think it's just a case of rounding off the edges with Liam and giving him a bit of belief and more of all his fitness. I think now he's got his fitness right. I'd like to see him come down to super middle, and I think he could run through this lot at super middle at British level. I really do. I don't think he's a light heavyweight, to be honest. I think against somebody like Yard, he'd get overpowered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Waxy, I think it'd be too much for him, but I think super middle, British level, I think that's easy. I think you get a British title all day long. get right now.
100%.
So we're going to see, aren't we? Speaking of the Saudi fight, we might as well speak about that fight first. What did you think of it, Terry? Liam against Whittaker.
So it's a fight I wouldn't have taken. If I was Team Whittaker, I'd never have taken that fight. There's so many other options they could have had, like a Louis Edmondson, for example. I thought Liam was a hard fight. I think people should give Ben credit for saying, I'll take it. Because what's Ben? Was that his eighth or ninth fight? Shouldn't be fighting Liam Cameron at that point. Yeah. Don't be fighting Liam Cameron in them sort of situations, because however long the fight would have lasted, Liam was going to drag you into a war at some point. No matter how good you are, Liam's dragging you there, because Liam's basically gambling with house money right now, right? He's got a second chance he never thought he'd have. Yeah. So he's just like, I'm just do what I want to do. I'm not thinking about titles. I'm not thinking about anything else other than enjoying what I've got while I've got it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, fair enough. On the Ben Whittaker side, a lot of people are giving Ben trouble. I think Ben's only problem was, well, probably two issues. Lacked a bit of movement and lacked a fair bit of power. But I don't think those are terminal problems. They can both be fixed. We already know Ben's got decent footwork. Yeah. But when you don't have the power, you don't have people second guessing themselves. So once Liam felt the shots, Liam was like, I'll take these all day. And he just went after him. And I think that's mainly because Ben hasn't had to come out of his amateur style yet. This was a fight that his training team have to look at Ben and go, Ben, you got to start punching like a pro. And that means using more hip and getting more rotation into those punches. Because he's probably not a savage puncher out the box.
Shoe shiner, isn't he?
No. Let's not say that. That's an Olympic silver medalist, Russ. Like, you got to respect his skills.
Well, he looks like he's a shoe shiner to me in pros. Coming in, does a bit of work and gets on his bike.
No, that's not it. No.
Maybe I've got that wrong then.
He's come from the GB setup where they just teach you to get your points and get out, right? And he's got his boxing coach, Joby Clayton, comes from kickboxing, so it's a point fighting style. What they don't really seem to have given him yet is that kind of thing that I think you need when you transition into the pros, and is knowing how to work your hips and legs into a punch. And so I call it doing more with less. So in the amateurs, you got loads and loads of punches to do stuff with. In the pros, you don't get those same openings. So you've got to make every punch count, like Liam did. See, when Liam got in position, it'd be 1-2, and he always made sure he got that little left hook to the body, because he's like, I don't know when I'm going to get in again, so let me just get these shots off while I can. Yeah. And Ben wasn't doing that, because Ben hasn't got that ring sense yet, and he hasn't got that raw physicality that I think you need as a pro. But this is all stuff you can learn. It's not like his career is over. He just has to learn these things and learn them quick.
Yeah. What will Eddie Hearn or Eddie Hills do now with Ben Whittaker? Because they were all queuing up to sign him, weren't they? Bricktop and Eddie Hills, and now they're all going to have to Liam, aren't they?
Well, there's life in Liam now. They've realised that you can put Liam. My worry is, Russ, they're just going to feed Liam to Ezra Taylor. That's my worry.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
And then they'll say, look, Ezra beat him, Ben Whittaker couldn't. Yeah, let's make the fight between Ezra and Ben. I don't want that. I want them to say, Liam, box at 168, go win a title. Yeah. Like, he's earned the right to do that. Jump in with a Lennox Clark, with a Lerone Richards, go and fight for a British. Mate, you've earned it.
Hey, I tell you what, that's a good trade fight, Liam against Lennox Clark, isn't it?
Yes, it's two hard men going at it.
Do you think Dan Aziz would be too much for Liam at light heavyweight? I do.
Yeah. Like and those are heavy shots you're eating from Dan. They're heavy shots.
Terry, that's your favourite word, isn't it? Seasoning.
No, that's yours now. Sometimes I hand these over, Russ.
I nicked it off you like Frotch nicks all my one-liners.
Does he nick them, or do you just have you licensed them to Frotch?
No, he nicks them now. Roadman Killer's latest one. He keeps nicking that one. Eddie Hills.
I love that.
Put a glass eye to sleep. That's one of mine, isn't it? I could give them. Yeah. I don't mind anyway, because the fans know. Don't they, Carl? Pop, pop, bang.
You're gonna get some royalties.
Nah, I'm not. It doesn't bother me all that. You know what? I see people cut and paste my videos and put them out there, and from when I was big and fat, and I think, and my teeth are all smashed in by police, and I find it funny. I'm not obviously. I put clips off other people's videos and
Oh mate, I've got a few of them. I'm not gonna
report you
lie.
straight away though, don't they? Some people, and I think that's not worth getting in
Nah.
trouble for. But I never report them because I think I don't know how to do it anyway. Because I'm not really good on these computers.
Yeah.
But oh, listen,
Nah,
you get
I've got a few. What's the one I saw the other day? It
oh,
was
the
that.
Porky's corner fake account.
No, not that. It was you. It was actually you where you were like, "You wait there, John. Wait right there, John. I'm going to come back in a minute, John. I've got some questions for you."
I've been some wild stuff on it. Hey, listen, you know what you've got? The thing is, you see, right? Once you do something on camera and it goes out there, sometimes it's gonna be somebody's house and they'll say, "Oh, this is what we liked from 3 weeks ago." I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then they put it on, and you know what? It's so embarrassing. There's me there doing this.
Yeah.
Even my mum's like, "Why are you spinning that chair, man? Showing me up. Can't go out of the house now. Somebody coming up."
What's the other one? What's the other one? When I'm doing me at the booth, no one talk over me.
Max, but well, what it is, I always say to Max, listen, anytime anybody mentions, and rest of the commission, anytime anybody mentions Adam Booth, I always go to Adam Booth, he's the best, the Dark Lord. But to be fair, I nicked that off Ultra, and I thought that's good, and I've molded it into my own little thing. But the Ultra gave me the incentive to play about with that little gag. And Max butted into me, and I went, fucking butting on me when I'm doing my Adam Booth impression. Go to Adam Booth! Anyway, but I was that raised. Max always sends me, every now and then he sends me a clip of it. He goes, "Oh, this was funny." I said, "Max, we're taking piss out, yeah." Yeah.
Nah, it was the sunglasses that did it for me. The Oakley.
Oh, the sunglasses. Oh, no. What was that other one I had on? I had that Decker Eggy on. Do you remember when he came on? And I left it on members area about 2 years. And he tried to, what did he try and do? He tried to make out a racist against travellers. He said, "What have you got against travellers?" So, well, what are you going on about? Billy Joe and John Fury. I said, "Well, John Fury says he's 101 on hard road and it's a load of knackers. And Billy Joe, in my opinion, he quit in corner." Next question. What could he say to that? Do you know what I mean? He was trying to be controversial, wasn't he? And then within an hour, he was sending me emails wanting sponsorship from Kevin. And we went, no. And obviously, Kevin's glad he didn't. Yeah, because it would look bad, wouldn't it? But anyway, that's another stuff. Look, we all say things and do things, don't we? But I try not to do them go on other YouTube channels or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've only ever been on, I think I went on Decker's channel once. And that young kid, Max Hernandez from Derby, he came all the way here and I let him interview me in that room there. And then he came here another time and I forgot all about it. I was down in Sutton Coldfield and I thought, oh, do you know what I mean? So he's a nice kid. Oh, you're well, Max. Send me your address by email and I'll call and see you. I went next time I'm coming through A38. Hey, listen, can I just say this? I went to a Rochdale fight years ago, right, in an Alfa Romeo, right? And I don't really go on that M1, that Nottingham from Nottingham down. So I get off on A38 when I come here.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was thinking this morning, about 4:30, I'm on A38 getting onto M1. I thought, wow, they're still messing about with this M1. So I went on my box run, Froch Fort Dirrell, October 2009, and I remember this 50-mile-an-hour thing on M1. Then 15 years ago, Terry, and it's still the same. So what are these people doing? And when you're driving by all these workers, these tarmac men or motorway men, they'll start drinking coffee. Well, what's going on? At 15 years, it's a decade and a half, isn't it? And it's still not done. It didn't take this long to put Empire State Building back up, did it? Or trade centres, whatever. I mean, what's happening? What's world coming to with all this traffic? And it takes me 1 hour 40 to do it, and this is early hours, to do 76 mile. How crazy is that? But yet, back in the day, I could do Wembley straight out M1 in 1 hour 50 if I got my toe down. And that's 160 mile. So it's craziness, isn't it? We pay all that road tax. Well, I don't mind. It's free, but it's free that bowl. Free tax. Free tax. Can you believe that? Oh, really? 96.
Yeah, yeah, love it.
But yeah, roads are a mess. But getting back to what you were saying, yeah, Max, go to Adam Booth, Max. Max needs a new trainer, doesn't it? Hey, Max is 3-1 now, Terry.
Listen, man, he might go on a 25 unbeaten run now.
He's 2 fights away from Dave Allen.
Aren't we all though?
Hey, listen, speaking of Dave Allen, he could do a Liam Cameron, against Johnny Bosch, couldn't he? For one night only, he could surprise everybody, couldn't he? You think?
If Dave Allen woke up one day and wanted to win, he could win.
Of course he could.
But does he want to win is the question.
Yeah, I know that's it. Is he just going to turn up as an opponent and get flogged by Johnny Bosch?
Well, the thing is, if I was a B-side guy on these Saudi shows, I'm looking to stop the A-side because I know winner stays on. I know if I knock someone out, Turkey will grab my hand, he'll hold it, and he'll go, "This man champion. He fight in Riyadh season again."
Yeah. Hey, do you know Riyadh season? It was supposed to have ended, isn't it? Still
not starting up again.
Started up again. What, when they want it to?
Now, doesn't it run from like October till like March, April time?
Hang on a minute. If you Google, let me just tell you. I'll tell you Riyadh season because I had it on Wikipedia. Riyadh season. Right. Riyadh season start introduced in 2019. Oh, begins October, ends March. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they were fighting before that. What they're fighting in summer, isn't it? If it only begins in October, we've had some more fights out of season, but they're calling it in season, aren't they?
So there's Riyadh. No, so there's Riyadh season, the event, and then there's Riyadh season, the brand. So when you see the Joshua fight in September, that's just advertising for Riyadh season.
Oh, God. You know what? It's a bit like Robert Smith saying that you can't fight for a British title coming off a loss, but Tommy Frank did. Do you know what I mean? Just it's subject to a board of control meeting and all that. If you read it, because I used to go, "Here, Dennis, look at this here in Green Book. Look at that," and he'd go, "Oh, you're not telling me now I don't know." I said, "What do you mean? The Brock rules?" He'd go, "No, it's subject to a meeting," and I'd go, "Oh, is that how it works?" That was me my first month. Oh, right, okay. Thinking I'd suss some out. And after a short period of time, I thought, God, it's just a load of shit. They're just making it up as they go along. Because you're a bit starry-eyed at first, aren't you? Trying to impress. But, aren't you? Then you realise that it's just a load of villains washing a load of dough, isn't it? I'm fucking off. I've come here to get away from all that shit. And it's even worse. But anyway, getting back to the fight then. So we spoke about that one. Joe G had a kid on his debut, didn't he? That Al Yak or something. He had his debut. You reckon he's the real deal, isn't he?
Mate, didn't see that fight. I'm not gonna lie, didn't see that fight.
Joe says that there were about 200 kids in his gym, all of them, all on bags. His gym is fantastic, apparently, and he reckons half of them a good bunch of them are fantastic. Half of them will win world titles or British at least. Is that good? Churning them out.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not as simple as just finding the bodies, Russ. Otherwise, Australia would be amazing at boxing. It's having the infrastructure. So you have to have the boxing culture. You have to have the infrastructure so that there's regular tournaments and inter-club sparring. There's loads of stuff that we take for granted in this country when it comes to boxing.
Yeah.
And without that, it doesn't work. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing will bring lads on better than traveling from gym to gym, sparring different people. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what they need to suss out is how do you build the infrastructure so that there's a thriving Saudi boxing thing? So you're going to need, like, I reckon, the minimum, like 100 clubs.
Yeah.
And then you just go from there.
Well, it's nice to see Joe G out there in the mix, isn't it?
Well, at the top table.
At the top table, running Turkey's gym that they've named the Mike Tyson Gym. And Joe G's got the office in the middle of it all, and he's like the main dog. So that must have been nice for Steffi Bull to get the guided tour around there. Hey, there's a lot of people who've stuck it to Joe over years, and all of a sudden, this is my new best friend. They're all Joe's best friend. They're all friends to the end. They want to be friends now, tell.
But listen, Joe knows her. Joe knows. He knows who banged the drum.
Listen, mate, he knows who his mates are and who aren't. And do you know what? It must be very satisfying knowing that you're in the first class seats and everybody else is in the business class.
Mate,
It's
do you know
fantastic.
what? But that's what happens when you're consistent.
Yeah, that's it. He's been at it donkeys, I think. 31 years he's had that gym. He's had a trainer's license 31 years, hasn't
Yeah,
he? The most successful trainer from this country ever as regards belts. And he's got Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, hasn't he? But I want to know why Lawrence Sicoli don't get his kudos. Natasha Jonas has parked up, and Jack Massey's had to go into wars just to get in the mix. Do you know what I mean? Why is that? Why?
well, answer to the first one, you've got 100 episodes here slagging off Lawrence, so that answers that question. Second one, Natasha Jonas is too expensive to put on shows. If Saudi's where you get your payoff, and they're not going to do a lot of women's shows as hard, the TV companies aren't putting their hand in their pocket for the UK shows. So what happens? My only hope for Natasha is on one of these Riyadh cards, they just do the Jonas versus Katie Taylor fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get your nice payday and retire.
Yeah.
And then Jack Massey against Opataya. Hey, sometimes you got to take those risks to enhance your brand.
What did you think to Opataya's shout out for Porky's Corner Kid? Pop, pop, bang.
Listen, I knew he listened. The way he was boxing, I knew. Do you know what? He looked like he was inspired by your bag. Remember you did that video with your bag work? He looked like he was inspired by it.
You fucking piss-taking twat, Terry. What, now we're about 23 stone in back garden. I've given that punch bag, it's on like one of them water gallon things, isn't it? You fill it up
Yeah.
with water, don't you? And when you empty all water out, it's light as a feather. But when I got it, I moved it, and I thought, God, it's heavy as oat. I didn't realise they were watering. I thought, God, I could hardly move it. I was my iron bands like that. Then my mate just tipped all water out, and it's light as a feather. I give it to Gary from Welcome Estates. It's in his garden at Joylsden, and his grandkids Tommy and Charlie go on it. But ain't the 500 quid a pop there? 500 quid
Yeah.
a pop. I didn't get that for it, but they are 500 quid a pop. So it's one of them numbered ones, isn't it? And I thought
Yeah.
Reg might use it, and but he's not interested. And so, but hey ho, Jack Massey, he fought. Well, it was more survival mode, but he went out on his shield, didn't he? He didn't quit. There's no quitting that kid, is there?
He was outgunned in that fight.
Yeah.
Outgunned, outclassed. There's no shame in that on reflection because Opataya is good. He's good. I said it in my own pod. He reminds me of Demetrius Andrade a lot. You know when they throw those really unconventional shots that just look nasty. So he doesn't throw. Like when you see a southpaw normally, it's quite straight, quite like an Usyk would be quite straight, quite textbook. Opataya is not really textbook. He boxes from quite an open stance, and he just lets his hands go. So soon as he senses an opportunity, he just lets his hands go. And there's a lot to be said in boxing for just letting your hands go sometimes. Once you're in range, just let 4 shots go.
Is he good?
Well, Opataya. Yeah. Woo.
He don't. Well, do you know what I was thinking? And I think Joe and Jack might have took strength from this. The fight before, he didn't look as fantastic as he has done always for his career, did he? The fight before. So that's about only chink what we've seen in his armour. And I was thinking, well, maybe it might be time for Jack Massey to beat him. And you could take something from that. But whatever he was missing in that fight, he still won it though, didn't he? But he had every answer for Jack's style, didn't he? And styles make fights, don't they?
Jack looked like he'd never seen a southpaw in his life.
Do you think?
That's me being honest. He looked like he'd never seen a southpaw in his life. Couldn't get his feet right. Couldn't get his positioning right. Couldn't get the shots right. I don't know what happened in there. You know, sometimes you can get confronted by reality in a boxing ring, and you just can't do the stuff you're capable of. It felt a bit like that. It felt like he looked at Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer looked in ridiculous shape.
Yeah,
it's like he looked at him and thought, I mean, like, and he must have thought Oppenheimer was a superhero, because he went into himself. That wasn't the Jack Massey we saw against Chamberlain. That's not the Jack Massey we've seen against guys like Parker. He was just so within himself that you wonder what really happened to him.
Well, he did the business, then jumped straight on a plane to Dubai. That's how Richard bumped into him in the same hotel. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. He's out there enjoying himself, having a holiday.
Yeah, he looked in shape there, didn't he? He didn't look like he got blown up and that. Richard said he was eating.
I don't think he blows up. I think he's one of those guys who lives the life. He looks like a guy who's dedicated.
Well, for breakfast, he had fruit and all that nonsense and water. So
he all that nonsense.
All that nonsense that I don't like. Hey, what you on about, kid? Banana. Got me
pop, bang.
Spaghetti, Italian spaghetti. I'll not eat all that. There's good 2 portions there for me, like.
That's a warm up, man. That's how you come on, man.
Listen, that would have been on a sandwich, that wasn't it 10 years ago?
You would have probably eaten the whole thing, the plastic as well.
All the lot, mate, and you as well. Kevin's cousin used to say to me when I was big, we used to go in this pub called the Top Club. I took you in there, didn't I? Do you remember?
Yeah.
We've got pictures, writings of me elderly relatives, you know, who drink water.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I took you in there, my mate goes, yeah. I knock him out and he eats them. He used to go massive. Well, you know, when you're that big, you don't think, you know, you look at him and you think, I'm not that bad, because it creeps up on you. It's about like when I went from like 28'8" to 8 stone 12. I kept thinking, why is everybody crying around me? Going, oh, you're dying. I'm like, I feel all right. What's the matter here? You're 26 waist, 25, 26 waist. I'm about 32 now, but you don't see it. So I don't know if it's like there's this female bodybuilder that I used to see in town all the time. And she used to say, God, I'm losing weight. She'd be looking at me and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to stand next to her. She's as big as an house. And she used to say, no, I'm not that big. I'm losing weight, Porky. I think, you don't look it to me, love. There's something happens in here, isn't there? Do you think?
That's psychological.
Yeah, Larry spoke about it, didn't he, in one of your videos?
Yeah. It's body dysmorphia.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. I put that one out and he got some good comments, didn't it?
Yeah, mate. He's a classic material.
A few people saying that why should we listen to Larry because he's a cheat anyway. Listen.
Well, who else is going to confess?
Yeah, hang on a minute. Larry's the only one that's come out and gone, I'm guilty. Am I right? Isn't there a bird as well? Won't there a bird come out? There's one woman, isn't there?
Who?
I don't know. I forgot her name now. It's not Mia St. John, is it? I'm not sure. I forgot her name. There's a woman came out and admitted it that she took him as well. I know Larry.
I think it might be Mia St. John, yeah.
Yeah, well, it might be. I'm not sure. You'll have to go. Kent will probably know that or what that is. There's a woman admitted it and Larry. They're the only two. It's like it's a bad stigma to it. It's like rapist. Everybody that gets done for rape in prison. No, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. They all say that, don't they? Everybody. Yeah. When you're up for murder, everybody denies it because it's the ultimate cardinal sin. You're going down for life, aren't you? Nobody admits it. No, it want me. Even to the death, they don't admit it. Yeah. And the other thing is drug testing. Like being a patsy in prison, you know, if you get caught stealing that, somebody's selling jail, it's really bad offence in there. There's like a serious punishment for it.
Yeah.
Nobody ever admits it, even if they're caught with your radar. No, it want me, it's a fit up. Nobody will admit it. There's something about it, I don't know, and drug thing, like Conor Benn. This with Conor Benn is that bad. It's laughable now, isn't it? You think?
Part 2.
Hey?
Part 2.
I want to part 2 now, yeah?
I think we have to, yeah.
All right, then I'll see you on part 2 in a second.
Right.
Okay. Pop Bang. Don't forget, Porky's International. YouTube, that's our sister channel. All right? Feel free to jump over there. Go on, Pop Bang.